So, again, a very warm welcome to our Ukrainian Voices lecture series. And I will hand over now to my colleague, Svetlana Andreichenko, to introduce our today's speaker.
Thank you very much, dear Lisa. Dear colleagues, thank you very much for joining us today. It's my great pleasure to introduce today's speaker, Andreichenko. Andrii Andreichenko is a doctor of economic sciences. He is head of the Department of Economic Law and Business Management at Odessa National Economic University. He is an author of more than 150 scientific publications. He's involved in several international projects. And today's lecture focuses on questions of youth growth in war conditions in Ukraine. And our speaker will show how young people in Ukraine develop their resilience, their responsibility, and leadership skills. So thank you very much. I give the floor to Andrii.
Thank you. Guten Tag. Доброго дня. Dear colleagues, thank you for the opportunity to take part in this project and to present the results of my research within the guest lecture, The Impact of War on Youth Leadership Growth, Ukrainian Case. The focus of this presentation is the development of student leadership under the conditions of full-scale war. The empirical basis of this research is a survey conducted among students of Odessa National Economic University and other universities with a total of 161 respondents. The logic of the presentation is structured as follows. First, I will briefly discuss how student leadership develops as a gradual process in peacetime, shaped by the interaction of individual factors, the university environment, and the broader social context. Then I will move to how these conditions have fundamentally changed during wartime. Then I will present the main findings of the study, focusing on several important paradoxes which I faced with after the survey of which I made. And I will also address the role of the university in our case, in Ukrainian case. So let's start. In my study, leadership is not understood as a formal role or position. Instead, it's viewed as a set of behaviors taking initiative, accepting responsibility, coordinating others, and acting under uncertainty. This is particularly important in student environments where leadership often emerges informally rather than through official positions. In other words, students may not identify themselves as leaders, but they already behave like leaders in practice. Under normal conditions, leadership develops gradually. Students first adapt to their environment, then begin to participate, and only later move towards initiative and leadership roles. This process typically takes years and depends on opportunities and support the students receive. Based on the result of a survey conducted among students of Odessa National Economic University and other universities in Odessa, the study reveals significant transformations in the development of youth leadership under wartime conditions. By the way, it's written here in Ukrainian because it's original, and I tried in some slides to add translation in English, and I will comment all figures and all words in Ukrainian. And this is especially relevant in our case because the majority of respondents are between 18 and 20 years old, a stage where leadership is usually just beginning to emerge. However, the findings suggest that under the pressure of war, leadership qualities such as responsibility, initiative, and coordination are formed much earlier and more intensively than in a stable environment. In peacetime, student leadership is shaped by a combination of factors that operate simultaneously. We can group them into three main categories: individual factors, university environment, and social context. These factors don't work separately. They interact and gradually create conditions for leadership development. First, at the individual level, leadership depends on personal characteristics such as motivation, confidence, and a sense of responsibility. Students need internal readiness to take action. Without it, external opportunities don't automatically lead to leadership behavior. The second important dimension is the university environment. It provides channels for participation, mentorship, and support for students' initiatives. The third dimension is the broader social context. In stable conditions, students operate in a predictable environment where opportunities are accessible and risks are relatively low. Together, these factors allow leadership to develop gradually over time. However, all these conditions change dramatically in wartime. Then we faced with a full-scale war by Russian Federation. You know, I'm not sure that it's necessary to repeat this, but you know what happened early morning, and our life changed, and changed life at the universities, in the minds of children, and today's students of the first year is the 4 year earlier they were they were at school, and they faced with this problem as scholars. So, picture describes the reality of understanding the war by children who became the students now. And I tried to find the picture and create it myself just to describe what they felt 4 years ago. And now they are students, and it could be easier for you to understand their choice and the figures, what we'll see on diagrams. So, Mom, will there still be a childhood? So, no childhood, and the right picture shows the typical situation after the bombing of schools, because they use bombs against kindergarten, against schools, against universities, and we face with it every day, unfortunately. So, war fundamentally changed the environment in which leadership develops. Instead of stability and predictability, students face constant uncertainty and risk. In such conditions, action is no longer optional. It becomes necessary. This creates a completely different framework for leadership development. Also, pictures, just Ukrainian pictures with universities after bombing. Despite the challenging conditions, we see a high level of adaptation among students. Almost all respondents know how to act during air alerts, and a large majority have access to shelters. It's written here, do you know the rules, what to do during the air alert at the university? And we see 96, it could be 100%, all children know, but 4 years ago, they didn't even have an idea what it is, and telling the truth, we didn't have the real shelters at such buildings, but among the whole Ukraine. And on the right, you see a small dog. It's our symbol of Ukraine. Its dog name is Patron. Patron means from English. In English, it's a bullet. And it works as sapper, як буде? It works against mines. He's searching for mines and other dynamites and so on. So safety rules, we all know the safety rules, and we use this symbol just in toys, in marks, and everywhere, just to find good mood against the war. So safety and adaptation in wartime. You see it here. It's about how many shelters is university have a shelter, and we see that yes, I think that 82% it's students from our university, because we have it in all our buildings, and other students they have formally they have it's inconvenient and so on. And here photo on the right is made at our university. We made it to add here photo with our rector and other students. And by the way, during the rectorate and other meetings at the university administration, of course, follow all rules. We go to the shelter and take there all our meetings with guests and other persons also. And among the students, they see us and we close to each other.
Вибачте, можна питання? В Zoom у нас слайди не міняються. Я бачу, у вас то міняється на задньому плані.
Міняються. In Zoom slides doesn't change.
No.
You stopped it? No, don't worry.
Stopped.
I think that I should do the same. А як зараз?
Yes, we can see the current slide now. It's okay.
The 11th
11.
and 12?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, it works. Thank you. 1 second, please. So, slide 11. This suggests that adaptation becomes not just a skill, but a basic requirement for functioning in everyday students' life. One of the key findings of this study is what I call the time compression effect. What normally takes years in students' development now happens within months, sometimes within weeks. Responsibility increases very quickly, and students are pushed to act much earlier than expected. In this sense, war does not just influence leadership, it accelerates it, especially created with AI a picture, and you see a child who trying to clean the street, and also his toys are going to trash, because we see here also tanks, and it's probably this picture could explain and give you better understanding of what the children feel inside during the war. A majority of students are involved in volunteering activities. More than 60% report participation. with around half participating on an episodic basis. This tells us that engagement is widespread, even if not always structured or formalized. Volunteering becomes a common social practice rather than an exceptional activity. Here, red, they take part episodically, and also blue one, yes, regular, always. So we can see here more than 60%, but the yellow means no, but I would like to take part. So it's also a relevant part who are ready to add to volunteering. And it could be one of the first paradox what we faced with. And it's about the most people are in age, as you remember here, 18, 12, 20 years. So students are engaged in a wide range of activities, from fundraising and humanitarian aid to supporting the armed forces and participating in student-led initiatives. This diversity is important because it shows that leadership develops across multiple domains, not only within the university, but also in society. One of the most important findings is the rapid growth of responsibility. More than 60% of students report a strong increase in their sense of responsibility for others. This is crucial because leadership does not start with action. It starts with responsibility. War activates a sense of moral obligation that pushes individuals towards leadership behavior. However, when we look at initiative, the dynamics are different. Only about half of the students report a clear increase in initiative, more than 48%, and large natural group remains again here. This reveals an important gap. Responsibility grows faster than actual action. This tells us that leadership is non-automatic. It's a process that requires time and experience. Most students describe themselves as active participants rather than leaders. However, around 25% already takes an organizing or initiating roles. This suggests that leadership does not emerge as a formal position. It develops from participation. So students become leaders by acting, not by holding titles. I translated organizing, initiating. So 25% we found here in these two zones. War has strong physical impact on students. Most respondents report increased levels of stress, anxiety, and emotional pressure. This is important because leadership develops not only in external conditions, but also under internal physical pressure. War creates a context where emotional stress becomes a constant factor of daily life. Despite high levels of engagement, students also face significant barriers. The most important one is burnout, reported by around 60% of respondents. This is crucial finding while war increases responsibility and pushes people to act. It creates emotional exhaustion that limits their ability to sustain activity. Here we observe one of the most important paradoxes in this study. War increases stress and emotional pressure, and this is clearly visible in the responses. How war in negative influence or impact on your emotional condition. However, participation in collective activities, including volunteering, helps reduce physical tension for a significant number of students. In addition,
Excuse me, may I ask you,
Yes.
what is, so this is how voluntary engagement reduces stress. So 55 people said, like, what is the
first and five, first minimum, five maximum. So does it help you? Taking part in volunteers decrease psychological tension? So it means that maximum, yes, it
Yes.
helps
Okay.
them.
Okay.
So
Thank you.
4 and 5 helps. 3, it means that sometimes yes, plus minus, yes, no. But when we talk peer-to-peer to them, almost always you can hear a positive answer, and they all take part in volunteer actions. But sometimes they keep it in secret and doesn't write it in Facebook and social media. And some of them probably sometimes they afraid to be popular or to be active in social media, but they take part. And actually also interesting that many 25% they are ready to take to lead in such activities, to lead in volunteering, to help in army and so on. And as many, almost all universities we have in Ukraine, we have battalion or a group of army we support, and we work, we volunteering to help such battalions. So,
like in terms of money or
money,
fundraising?
yes, it could be also it could be like a student from Germany when he had a car, when took a car and a van and brought some ammunition, and we gave it. Also, it could be power banks. Also, they need, it's needed in the army. So we do everything we can. And at the talking about the university, we got humanitarian help. We got some solar panels, small panels, and also power banks, some laptops, and we gave it to pass it to army. And also we do everything we can. But as feedback, they gave us, it's not here, I didn't show it in the presentation, but they gave us bullets, mines, drones used. And we made a museum to show students what the guys face with on the line, zero line, with such problems, with such mines and ammunition. And we use this aula auditorium for such courses. It's like, як воно буде? Basic military readiness. Education, yeah. The next. In addition, we see that social connections, communication, family, and shared experience play a key role in emotional stability. Here, purple, rest, to have a rest. Then green, family, and other, it could be psychological help and talking with students or chatting with students.
And what was the question? Because I think the maybe we can move the so that the yes.
Sorry.
Because we
I
cannot
create
see.
it. It's I can't catch it.
Mhm.
Sorry, but I will. I prepared especially.
Okay.
Wow.
Let's do it like this. Or it could be better. Here, leadership becomes not only a social function, but also a way to survive psychologically. I faced with such thesis, with such conclusion, and I thought that it could be useful to put it here, because we really faced with such thing in Ukraine during the war. So this is it was. So this leads to our conclusion. We can see it, and I have told you that leadership and partnership are not only social process, but also mechanism of physiological adaptation. So the role of the university in the context is not to create leadership directly, but to enable it. The university acts as a platform that provides students with opportunities, channels, and support mechanisms for engagement. Under wartime conditions, this role becomes even more important as students need structured environments to transform their initiative into action. According to the survey, students positively evaluate several aspects of the university environment. In particular, they highlight the availability of communication channels, access to spaces for collaboration, mentoring support, and timely information about opportunities. These elements create an infrastructure that makes leadership behavior positive. So you can follow this. I translated it especially and try to mark it with the arrows. But all time we see the purple, maximum purple is, I feel that it's the group of the students 18, 12 years old and who are active in all our diagrams. Beyond infrastructure, students also report a generally positive perception of institutional support. They feel that the university administration values student initiatives and that faculty members are willing to act as mentors. As an example, we take part in different projects within this project and involve students to take part and help them to develop such leadership feelings and leadership of the students. As an example, I had a project and I have it right now at my university. It was for students of the first year, and their majority of them, they took part in such survey, and the name of the project like Ukrainian wins as a driver for leadership. I tried to help them to understand how to be active in such risk and such unstable situation, and how to be leader, how to become leader. And it was for the first year. And for example, what they dream about, I asked them that we have small funds, but we can help you to realize 5 projects, 5 initiatives, what you have. And I expected different ideas, but telling the truth, I didn't expect to face that. I heard what they want. They want to create a new zone, like hub outside of the university, to take to spend together time. I asked them what for. To discuss ideas, to discuss projects, not to smoking, not to drinking, just for educational needs. and we approved it. The next, it was also hub for the акторська майстерність, Света.
Performance art.
For performance art for the students, just to having relax and spending time together. And we saw that they trying to find time for rest. It's just what they need. Also, the next one, it was a problem. They want a discount for buses, for BIM, for trains also, and so such initiatives are very interesting, and it was spread around other universities of Odessa. Not all, but they just started with it, and other students are interested in such initiatives they have in our university. And the first question, how long does it take from having a report to sign it by rector to have permission? 2, maximum 3 hours. So fast? Yes. In the morning, they came to me with such papers. I sign it, Dean sign it. We went to rector. Rector told us, okay, come to my room and let's talk about it. Let's discuss it. And really, it was 3 hours to solve this situation and to get the green light to create such areas for students. And we created at our university everything for students, and we all lead them and help them to be leader also. So in this case, also is experience what we do as lecturers, as professors at our university. So the next slide, recognition and the opportunity to influence decisions further reinforce students' engagement. And here, as a result, leadership is not produced by the institution. It's enabled by it. And war showed us that it works. Unfortunately, but it works. But we never thought about it. We never thought about even war. But we have to adapt. These findings have an important practical implications for universities. In crisis conditions, leadership develops faster and more unpredictably. This means that universities must adapt by creating flexible structures that allow students to act quickly. The role of the university is not to control leadership. It's just to enable it and help students to become a strong leader. Our data shows that leadership develops most effectively through practice. Student-led initiatives, informal collaboration, and peer support networks play a crucial role. Volunteering becomes not only a social activity, but also a learning environment where leadership skills are developed in real time. Students highlight several key needs. They need emotional support, recognition of their efforts, and clear communication channels. Most importantly, they need real opportunities to participate and act. Without this, leadership potential can't fully develop. To conclude, war significantly accelerates leadership development among students. Leadership emerges through action, especially through participation in real activities. At the same time, it's not only a social process, but also a physiological one, helping students cope with stress. This creates a new model of leadership formation under crisis conditions. Perhaps the most important takeaway is leadership is not a result of stability. It's a response of uncertainty. In the Ukrainian case, war has created conditions where leadership emerges earlier, faster, and under pressure. And this gives us unique perspective on how leadership can develop in extreme conditions. Thank you very much.
So yeah, thank you very much for your valuable insights. I will just now stop the recording so that we then come to the Q&A session.